So today we get to do our first user sent in question. And this question is going to be an excellent one that most of us will have to think about and approach at least at some point, often multiple points in our lives. And it's, if we switch our jobs, what should we do with the 401k that we had at our previous job? So what are our options? What should we do? What are the pros and cons of each of those options? And what do I recommend? Welcome back to Stonewall Financial, or welcome to it for the first time. We approach various different topics. Feel free to send in your questions or requests for videos. But importantly, please subscribe, like, and share if you find any value to this video itself. So without further ado, what should you do with your 401k after you leave your place of employment? So we will go over each of these options and choices more thoroughly in a second, but listing them out, you can 1, cash out. You can do 2, which is do absolutely nothing. 3, you can roll it over into an IRA. 4, you could potentially roll it into a Roth IRA, pending a few variables. And 5, you can roll it over into your new company's 401k or 403b plan, depending on what you have. So number 1, cashing out. This is perhaps the dumbest financial decision that you can make. You are literally robbing your future self. It's bad enough if you rob someone else, but imagine robbing your own kin and your own future self. Like, robbing anyone is terrible. Cashing out, I can't even think of a good tangible excuse of why you would legitimately want to cash out your 401k and not try other options. So if you end up cashing out, not only are you going to be taxed on whatever you take out, but there'll be an additional 10% stupidity tax added onto whatever taxing amount that's going to happen on there. But you're also forgetting the amount of all that compounding growth that could have happened if you allowed that money to stay in the account for many more decades. So it's pretty much threefold ways in which you're getting screwed over by yourself by cashing it out. Again, you're getting taxed, and typically, again, you're getting taxed at the highest rate at which you're currently still making and potentially put you over to a new bracket. But again, only that sum above that bracket is taxed at the higher rate, but again, you're getting taxed at a higher rate. You're getting a 10% added fee, and you're losing all compounding growth that could have happened by keeping the funds in the tax-sheltered account. So that's option number 1. And it really shouldn't be an option. Don't do it. You'll be screwing yourself over. Option number 2. You can do absolutely nothing. You let that money be in the account in which it was before. However, it is important to note that you typically have to have a minimum account balance for that company to deem it worth their while. So when I worked in Illinois for a bit and I only had like $600-700 in my account there when I switched jobs, because they would not start doing the 401k and 401k match until after you were there for 6 months. When I went to then change jobs to West Virginia, I had the options of to cash out or then to roll it on over. The do absolutely nothing option was not there, so you have to have it at least a minimum to keep it into that account. Typically, if you worked at your job for at least a while, that shouldn't be an option for you, but that is something that you should note. So again, if you do not reach the minimum, what they're going to do is send you that in the mail, and you will have to pretty much add that into an account quickly, into an IRA or something like that, or you are going to be liable for the fees and the taxes when it comes to filing your taxes. So option 2 is you can do absolutely nothing, but remember there comes some little asterisk by that you have to at least have a certain amount in that account in order to keep it. Keeping to note that you have to keep track of then 2 different companies, fees, minimums, taxes, and all that as well if you do absolutely nothing. Option number 3, and I alluded to this before, you can open up an IRA or add it into an existing IRA account that you have. So this option will give you a lot more freedom as what you can invest it into, or whether that be mutual funds, whether that be index funds, whether that be even individual stocks or companies. Again, putting this money into an IRA gives you the optimal amount of freedom of what you can do. Like a 401k, the IRA will allow this money to grow and grow and grow and grow, and then you're only taxed on it once you start to withdraw, starting at age 59 and a half. If you are very hands-on and like to be very much a part of what your investments are and what they're doing, you have a lot more control in this account. You can buy, you can sell, you can be very much hands-on. If you're very hands-on in your investments, or even just like the options to invest in single stock companies, whether that's again a very good diversified portion, or if you want to be kind of semi-risky and put your lot in 3 or 4 companies, this option probably looks really good for you. Option 4 is your Roth IRA. However, you still are subject to contribution limits. This for 2023 is $6,500. If you do this option, you will still be subject to pay taxes on that limit, but you won't have to pay the fee. Again, you could probably, let's say if you had $13,000 in this account, again, you would just put in the $13,000 into an IRA, and then you could transition over the $6,500 into your Roth. That would be an option there as well. For the most part, for 99.9% of individuals, I recommend that they contribute and max out their Roth IRAs anyway. So in my opinion, that should not really be an option for you here, and that you should be prioritizing contributing and maxing out your Roth IRA despite what you're going to do with your 401k rollover. And option number 5, you can roll it over into your new company's plan. Doing this would simplify your accounts and keep managing it potentially simpler, and keeping track of their fees and returns, and not having to keep up with the multiple different accounts, and not having to keep up with the multiple accounts. Again, if you also stay with that company until age 55 and you keep rolling it over into your next company's plan, if you keep on switching on, then you can start withdrawing from that starting at age 55. Otherwise, you would have to wait till age 59 and a half based on what the current laws are. I also have to add in a caveat that, again, you have to note that each company that you're working with, or you have your 401k or IRAs through, they have their own little policies and timetables that you have to deal with. So don't be surprised, especially if you waited a while, that you have to go through a lot of tedious, annoying things. So when my wife, she stayed at her company, but their company switched who they were using for their 401k, and somehow some money got left behind into the previous 401k company, and that was waited on for a while. And we ended up having to get spousal signatures, getting things notarized. We had to get things authorized through the HRs. And then we had to do a lot of communication back and forth between each of the companies to signify that the one company was willing to receive said funds and the other company was willing to part with. And one was more on the archaic paper system and one was more digitalized. And it could be very tedious. So I really recommend, once you switch companies, the quicker you can get that all that money transitioned over from one company to the next, or to whatever vehicle you want to go to, the quicker you do it, the better. The longer you wait, the more hassles it will be, but don't be surprised if it takes a while and is tedious beyond all imagination. I swear they make it a pain in the ass on purpose, because again, well, they make their money by a lot of those fees and having your money invested, so they want to keep it. So at the end of the day, what would I recommend, or what options would be best for you? Typically, again, as I said before, number 1, if you do that, you're a dipshit. And you shouldn't. Don't do it. So option 1 is out. Option 2, I really don't recommend either. Option number 3 would overall be a pretty good idea. Again, if you want to have a bigger role in what your investments are in, it would be very good. Again, you can't start withdrawing that though until you're a little bit older. Option 4, again, it's not the most ideal, but again, if you don't already have a Roth IRA to begin with and you can swallow that tax burden, that would potentially be a good option there to at least kickstart your Roth IRA. But then you really need to get on it to investing into your Roth IRA with your take-home money on the side if you qualify for investing on such. And then option 5, honestly, I think for most people this might be one of the best options. It kind of simplifies their life. It's putting it into your current employer's retirement plan. But again, you need to take into account what does their 401k options look like. And if they kind of suck, or if you don't find anything really good, again, I would divert back to the option number 3 and just open up your own IRA, add it into there, and you can invest it into pretty much anything you like almost. So again, those are the 5 options. Again, I would recommend either an IRA or rolling it over into your new company's plan. If you have any follow-up questions on this, please comment below as to what you want me to go into further or what you would suggest. If I somehow missed any options here, please feel free again to enlighten me in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe. So which option do you think works best for you? Again, if I forgot anything or missed anything, please let me know in the comments below. Please let me know what video or topic you want me to address in the next video. I'm all ears. So on a Jiffy, these are like the 5 go-to options on what to do when you leave your company and start at another company, what you should do with your 401k. If you have any other thoughts of what you should do or what you can do with your 401k after you leave one company and go to another, please leave in the comment section what you can do so that could be appreciated by all. If you have any thoughts or questions as what you want me to address next, again, please also comment in the comment section of what we should address. And again, before you leave, don't forget to like and subscribe as we're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. Till then, ciao.